What's going on, guys? I have a question for you guys. When is the last time you have heard of a game? Any game. It can be from any genre, any system, dating back to the Atari days. I don't care. But name me one game that its development was altered solely to appease its fan base. Like anything that the fans asked for, they would go in a different direction that they were going prior in order to fulfill the wants of the fan base. Name me one game that did that. I mean, totally altered its direction, not just put in a few features because the fans wanted it. I'm talking about took what they had and just completely went in an opposite direction because the fans wanted it. Now, I thought really long and hard about this question, and I simply just couldn't come up with an answer. I can't think of another time where a development team completely changed their direction to appease their fan base. I can't think of a game that did that. The indie development teams are kind of new. I mean, it's not been around for that long. I don't even think it's been around for a decade. I could be wrong, but this indie development thing is a really big thing right now for me. I mean, I love the fact that I can take part in the development of a game just by adding my feedback in the forums and by playing the game. And I've played this game for nearly 40 hours so far. I've more than gotten my money's worth already. But it's only going to get better because tomorrow we're getting the another update with the coach mode implemented, which was a completely unplanned feature prior to the launch. But when a guy on the forums asked for it, he complied and said, yes, I'll put it in the game. A completely different feature that it was nowhere near planned. It was nowhere in the future plans. But because a fan spoke up and said, hey, can you put this in? He did it. And that's just one thing, man. This guy did controller support because somebody wanted it. Just look at all the features that he's added because people in the forums asked for it. I can go on for days about how many times I've asked for things and he's either planned them or considered them or already put them in the game. I mean, I could go on for days about it, examples that I said I wanted to be able to alter, the uniforms. I mean, I wanted to make my uniforms for the Dolphins and all the NFL teams, maybe college teams. And tomorrow I should be able to do that because the new update's coming out and I'll be able to make my own Dolphins uniform, Vikings uniform, any uniform I want. This is the kind of customization that the sim community has been begging for a long time. But because this company's not 2K, they just kind of shun it and say, well, this game is a Genesis game. Look, I mean, yeah, it doesn't look great, but the fact that you got to look at I can't say this enough. The development team is small, but how in tune that he's been with the community has got to stand for something. Let's just look at this last comment he made on the Steam forums about a feature that I asked for this month. I asked for it. I said, it'd be great if we could, how when you pass, you have the cursor. When you snap the ball, the cursor's by default's in the middle of the field. And if there's a blitz coming, it's kind of hard to move, especially with the stick. With the mouse, it's a little easier because prior to the snap, you can move the mouse around, but with the controller, you can't do that. So I wanted to be able to lock, sort of like how the cone was in Madden 06, where you could kind of push the button and have the cone on that particular receiver, at the snap. Well, I asked for this particular feature in Access. I was like, it'd be great to have the circle by default on a player you want to target first, who your primary read is on the play. And already, this is his response. Just take a look. To be honest, we never intended to implement controller support. This was something that you guys asked for, and we were happy to put it in. Our goal is to make this game what you want it to be. Anything we can do to make it a better experience, we're going to do. I just added this feature to the update list. You'll be able to move the passing circle pre-snap in the September update. It will be hidden by default, but moving the right stick will cause it to appear and move. Wow. I can't say enough about this guy. Every time somebody puts out a request, it gets put in. Some guy wanted to be able to see the circle better. He's putting that in the game. I mean, just over and over, time and time again, this guy is just gold. He comes up and he says, I'll do it for you. You want this? You got it. You want this? You know, we're going to put it in. You know, I asked him yesterday just on Twitter. I said, you know, could we have like more detail on the players, like, you know, hand towels, maybe, you know, whenever instant replay gets put in, maybe we can see the mouthpieces in the players and stuff. And he said that wouldn't be hard to do. He said that wouldn't be hard to do, and yet Madden still doesn't have mouthpieces in the current versions anyway. I know I had it in Madden 08, but what the hell, man? I mean, this guy has next to no resources, and he is trying to give the fans what they want. If there's a glitch in the game, he does his best to fix it straight away. None of this 10-year stuff with Madden that's been in Madden for years. I mean, it's really pathetic when you think about it. How a guy like Danny Jugan is just creating a standard, really. This is the gold standard now for indies. He is pretty much a pioneer, in my opinion. In my eyes, Danny Jugan is a pioneer. This is how you do it. This is how you connect with your fans. You take their feedback and you do your best to implement it into the game. If you think it's going to work. I mean, but he's going completely away from his direction. In my opinion, this game was more of an arcade-style game when I first saw it. And it still is, of course, but it seems like he's trying to make it into what we want. We wanted a game that simulates football. And it seems like he's going in that direction. This year, you know, he is going for, you know, the customization, the modding. You know, that's pretty much the direction I've seen so far. And he got the coach mode in this year. Next year is going to be franchise mode. But, man, I can't say enough. Like I said, guys, I can make a video an hour long talking about how great this guy has been for the community. I mean, a lot of guys don't even know about this game. I mean, a lot of people don't know about this game. It's not about the game so much it is, like I said, about his team. The development team is this small. I don't know if it's grown since. I hope that this team grows because with more resources, who knows how far this game could go. I mean, yeah, it's very, very basic right now because, well, of course, look at the development team. But I'm kind of in awe. I'm just in awe with what this guy has done with such little resources. And yet he continues to try to add more stuff that we ask for. I mean, if every developer did this, games would be a lot more polished. They'd be a lot more. They have a lot more quality to them. Be a lot more innovative. I mean, just look at Konami right now. Holy crap! The crap that they've done to their fans, taking PT, you know, a horror game that was so just a huge hit and just a demo, and yet they're trying to just deny it ever existed, and just pretty much giving the middle finger to the fans. I just can't believe it. I mean, it's just refreshing to see guys like this, to see a development team like this, Axis Games. I don't know how big their team is, but props to these guys, man. Props to you guys. You're doing it the right way. This is how you do it. If only other developers would do what you guys are doing. I could say his name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. He missed a huge opportunity to put his game on Steam and to do the kind of thing that Axis is doing right now. I mean, you snooze, you lose. I mean, he better hurry up because, you know, it just isn't something you can just deny. I mean, it's going to be successful. This game will be successful because of how great the developers are to the fans. I'm going to keep spreading the word about this game as much as I can because it just seems like it seems like I'm making my own game. I'm making my dream football game because I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like asking for this. It gets put in the game. I was like, can you add this? I mean, I'm going to be greedy because we've been so deprived for so long, guys. We have been so deprived for something we wanted in a football game. And already, and just the foundation for this game, the passing, it is so much fun to just be able to put the ball wherever you want and not have to worry about animations dictating what happens during the play. No, wherever I put that cursor, the timing of my receiver and if I did a lob or a bullet, that's going to depend on if the ball is caught and, of course, the attributes of the player. That's the way it should be. I mean, I'm not impressed by Madden this year. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of it anyway. I'm sure it's improved a little bit for the people that like it, but I've already done a video about that. It's not my kind of cheeseburger, guys. But for the people that orders that cheeseburger, I'm sure they're loving it right now. But I don't like that kind, so I'm into something different, like this game. I like to see things build and to actually be a part of it just by being a fan. That's special, and that speaks volumes again, guys. I really hope you guys give this a second thought, because I mean, I know a lot of people when its initial launch were just laughing. They're just laughing at it, shunning it, but you can do it all you want, but I mean, Tecmo Bowl was a fun game. It didn't have the greatest graphics, but we're getting customization. Isn't that something you guys have asked for a long time? Be able to customize your own game and football game? That's pretty much what this game is. It's a fully customizable football game. At least that's what it appears to be right now in the direction it's going. And the fans want it to go that direction. New uniforms, we'll be able to create our own uniforms. We'll be able to create our own teams. Pretty soon, I think in the next update, he's talking about the sound modding. I mean, can you guys imagine the sound modding, what you could do with this? I mean, you can make your own stadium sounds, hopefully. Audible for the quarterbacks. I mean, make your own commentary. I mean, that's why I think this game is kind of like a sandbox football game. Build it yourself. Do what you want. Because when your game is on PC, you have a lot of advantages that you don't have on console. But even more so, an indie developer has a huge advantage over AAA companies because they can put out updates faster. They don't have to go through any red tape. And this has been mentioned before. In the Havo's interview, he said you're much more nimble than these AAA companies are. So that's an advantage you have, and it has shown itself in spades so far. I mean, I cannot tell you how many things I have wanted to see in Madden that have not been put in, but already been put in this game. Guys, give this game a chance. Give this developer a chance. He's doing a Kickstarter in the fall. Please support this guy. Instead of buying Madden this year, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. Instead, you can put $65 towards this Kickstarter and see where this game's animations can go. He's trying to get the animations better. He wants to get some interactions on the defensive line, offensive line, wide receivers, defensive backs. He wants to do all that, but he needs funds. And if you guys just think, if every guy that didn't like Madden, if you don't want to spend money on it, but if you want to build something for the future, just put $65 towards this Kickstarter. See where it goes. He's already pretty much proven himself with how in tune he is with the community and how he wants to build a football game that's comparable to games in the AAA market. It's got a long way to go. But if you guys can support him, it can get there faster. But I'm excited already, and it's only the first year. I mean, this is his first year on Steam. I mean, he's done the Flash games, but never on Steam. This is his first crack at it. I want it to be a success because I want to see more. And I hope you guys do too. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys next time.